What if I told you that the reason your Samoyed insists on sleeping right on top of you or follows you from room to room like a fluffy white shadow isn't just about love, it's about survival. A genetic memory passed down through thousands of years, from a time when their ability to cuddle wasn't just cute, it was what kept an entire civilization from freezing to death in the Arctic night. This is the true, untold story of why Samoyed were specifically bred to sleep with humans. This is more than a fun fact. It's a journey back to the frozen tundra of Siberia, where the relationship between the Samoyedic people and these stunning white dogs was forged in ice and survival. We're going to uncover how this ancient partnership shaped the very DNA of the modern Samoyed, explaining everything from their famous smile to their need to be your personal space heater. If you're ready to uncover the incredible history behind man's fluffiest best friend, make sure to subscribe to the channel. It helps you never miss a story like this. Imagine the world as the Samoyedic people knew it for centuries, a vast, unforgiving expanse of snow and ice in northwestern Siberia. Here, winter wasn't just a season, it was a relentless force. Temperatures could plunge to a soul-shattering -60 Fahrenheit, -51 Celsius, with winds that could strip heat from a body in minutes. In this brutal environment, the line between life and death was drawn by fire, shelter, and shared warmth. The Samoyedic people were nomadic reindeer herders, their survival intricately tied to their animals. But while the reindeer provided food and materials, it was the Samoyed dog that became their most intimate partner in survival. These dogs were not merely pets or tools, they were integrated members of the family unit, and their role was multifaceted. They herded the reindeer with a soft mouth, hauled sledges laden with supplies across the frozen terrain, and stood guard against predators like wolves and bears. But when the sun vanished during the long polar nights and the family retreated into their portable tents or chums made of reindeer hide, the Samoyed's most vital role began. The interior of these shelters was still bitterly cold. To sleep alone was to risk hypothermia. This is where the brilliant, symbiotic relationship was cemented. The Samoyed were brought inside to sleep alongside the people, particularly nestled with children and the elderly, the most vulnerable to the cold. Their famous double coat, a masterpiece of natural engineering, was the key. The dense, woolly undercoat, so thick you can barely see the skin, traps a layer of warm air against the body. The longer, harsher guard hairs, which gleam white, repel moisture and wind. This combination creates a perfectly insulated living furnace. By curling around their human companions, the dogs donated their body heat, creating a microclimate of survivable warmth under the furs. A Samoyed curled against you wasn't just a comfort, it was a life-preserving technology. The Samoyedic people would often say the dogs kept their backs warm at night, and there are accounts of families relying on a hierarchy of dogs, with the most prized and trusted ones earning the spot closest to the children. This was a profound mutual dependency. The humans provided food and protection, and the dogs provided the essential warmth that made life possible in the Arctic. This nightly ritual of survival did more than just ward off the cold. It fundamentally shaped the Samoyed soul. You cannot share such intimate space night after night for generations and not have it etch itself into your very being. The Samoyedic people weren't just looking for warmth, they needed a temperament that could be trusted in the most vulnerable of settings. This led to one of the most deliberate and profound selective breeding programs in canine history. Aggression, skittishness, or a solitary nature were not just undesirable traits, they were dangerous liabilities. A dog that growled at a child in the close confines of a tent, or one that was too independent to stay and cuddle, was a dog that failed its primary purpose. These dogs were simply not bred from. Instead, the Samoyedic people selectively bred for gentleness, unwavering trust, and an innate, deep-seated need for human companionship. This is the direct genetic origin of the traits we adore in the modern Samoyed dog. That iconic Sammy smile, where the corners of the mouth turn upward, preventing drool from freezing in the Arctic wind, was also a visual signal of a non-threatening disposition. A snarl was bred out, a smile was bred in. Their vocalizations, those charming woo-woos and conversational grunts, were developed as a quiet way to communicate in the dark, silent tents without causing alarm. Their tendency to lean against you, to rest a head on your foot, to follow you from room to room, what we call Velcro behavior, is a millennial instinct to maintain physical contact, to stay within heat-sharing distance? This is why a Samoyed doesn't just sleep in your room. It needs to sleep touching you. It is a living monument to an ancient promise. I will keep you warm, and you will let me stay. So, what does this ancient Arctic pact mean for you, sharing your 21st century home with a living cloud? Everything. The behaviors that might sometimes seem like neediness or quirky habits are, in fact, the direct echoes of their Siberian heritage. That Samoy sprawled across your bed, effectively pinning you down, isn't just being a bed hog. It is fulfilling its bread and purpose as a personal heating system. The way it sighs contentedly when it finally curls up against your legs is the sound of a job well done, a deep-seated instinct satisfied. Their renowned cleanliness and lack of typical doggy odor were also essential traits selected for over centuries. A smelly or dirty dog would not have been welcome in the close quarters of the sleeping furs. Their double coat, while a shedding nightmare for the uninitiated, is still that same life-saving insulation. It regulates their temperature, keeping them cool in heat and warm in cold, and it's why they often prefer a cool floor until it's time to cuddle and share warmth. This history even explains their work ethic and potential for boredom. A Samoy without a job, be it pulling a sled, herding children, or mastering a complex trick as a dog out of sync with its identity. They are problem solvers bred for partnership. When they dig at their bed before lying down, they are instinctually trying to create a snow den. When they alert you to a passerby with a deep, resonant bark, they are echoing their role as a guardian of the encampment. Understanding this is the key to a harmonious life with a Samoy. They are not just pets, they are partners, and they crave a purpose that honors their profound history. The story of the Samoy is a powerful reminder that the deepest bonds between humans and dogs were often forged in necessity. These clouds with a smile are not a product of modern aesthetics, but of ancient survival. Every cuddle, every follow you to the bathroom moment, every gentle nudge of their wet nose is a chapter in a story written on the frozen tundra. They are a living, breathing, shedding link to a time when a dog's warmth meant the difference between life and death, and their gentle nature ensured their place by our side in our beds. If this journey into the heart of the Samoy moved you, if it made you see your own dog in a new light, then do us a huge favor. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell. Your support allows us to unearth more of these incredible stories hidden within our favorite breeds.